Now we're going to look at this one. I love this one. It's only a small fella, so let's bump him up, sit him upon a line. There we go. It's not quite true, so I want that end to stay accurate. So I move the pivot point to one side, and then I grab this end and I just move it slightly. And it's cut my graphic in half. Okay, I'll accept that. So I'm going to pick up Run Line Tool. I lay my first node up on the intersection, and that was a left node. The second node is going to be a right node. Put that down here. I lay my third node, and look how equidistant, yeah, onto the dotted line, and that was a left node. Then I put a right node, a left node, a right node, a left node, a right node, a left node, and I enter all that. Right, and I tell that stop, and I tell it stop by using the white cross on the red button, and I move that graphic out of the way. I highlight that, and I'm just going to check that everything is where I want it. Just about. I'm going to tell that stop, highlight it again, and go into Object Details, Dimensions. I want it 10 wide, no wider, and I want it 5 tall. Okay. There now is my shape. So I go into Embroidery, make motif, Tube 2. You've got to admit I'm creative. Then I lay my trace node right in the intersection of the 4 lines and right into the intersection of the 4 lines. Tube 2 has been created. Now I know that's 10 mils wide. Better be 10 mils wide. So I click off there. I go to my line tool, go to Motif Run Line, Object Details, Line Stitch, and it wants to give me spacing of 10.2. I don't want spacing of 10.2, I want 10. OK. And each 10mm grid square should give me a complete repeat. So let's take them over to the same distance as the last one. And we'll drop the magnification. And there it is. A very pretty, charming little motif run line. And you can use this one as a fill. Right, now we're going to look at this one, the fan. I'll tell that all stop. And bring him back onto my screen. Okay. Now he's nicely positioned on my grid already. So I pick up my run line tool. I put a point in on my grid line. And I come down to the base. I come up, across, back down, up, across. Oh, get in there. Down, up, across, down, I go up, right node in the middle, left node over here. I come up that outside line, up to the top, right node, left node, enter that. Now, you'll see here I've got straight lines. That's fine. We're going to now edit that to get rid of those. The first thing I do is I hit stop. Then I move my graphic. Now it's easier to see the straight lines. And then I go OK. Thank you. One. Now this one I'm going to pull up above, and I'm going to put a curved node in the center. And I'm going to bring it back down to the line. And I'm going to bring that curved node down onto the line. And that does away with that edge of the pie being cut. Oops, I didn't mean to move him. It's this one I need to move. I'll put a curved node in the middle. I'll move this one back. Put him into position. Move this one up. Bring him back. Down. Go on, in you go. Good fella. And there's my fan. And I just want to move that onto there. Yeah, I think that will do it. I can get carried away faffing around if I don't stop myself. Now I did make another one with a double band here. Well, I thought that was a wee bit too much. You've got to sit on that. Alright, I think it's sitting on the line. So I'm going to tell that stop. And highlight it. Object details. Dimensions. I want it I've forgotten now what I wanted it to be. Okay. I like everything to fit within a 20mm block if they're going to be large. So I'm going to make that 20, which gives me a 67. So let's see what 67 would make on this side. And 67% of the original. Height 1440, let's call that 15. That makes that 70. There we go. That's not too bad. So let's move him up and sit him on a line. That's the line I want him to sit on. That's straight across vertical line. Okay. Embroidery. Make motif. Fan. No, we'll call it YouTube again. YouTube 3. 1, 2, 3, yeah. Okay. Click off him. Thank you. And we're going to pick up the motif front line. Object details. Line stitch. It didn't make it. I didn't make it. You silly twazzock, Maggie. You haven't done it. What did I do? Maybe I didn't finish putting in the trace points. YouTube 3. It was my own fault. Okay. I didn't put in the trace points. 1, 2. Until you get this message, you haven't made one. Right. Line stitch, YouTube 320. I don't want any little gaps. I know it's only 0.5 of a mil, but over a row that can actually add up to a lot. And if you know the distance you want to cover, now I know that I'll get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. Come on. Oh, I've lost my place now. Right. In there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All good children clear their plate. There we go. Japanese fans. And you can use him as a stamp or as a user-made motif fill. That's what I love about this program. It gives us so many options on one. So I hope now I've shown you how you can make simple motifs which you can use in your quilts. And let me just have a little experiment, because I don't know if this will work. Okay, you want to make a quilt block. User-made motif. No, I don't want that one. I want that one. Right. Fill stitch. Motif fill. Select. Don't want you. I want YouTube. And I want YouTube fan. Okay. Layout. Yeah, that's nice and tight. Now, I can make it even tighter. I can move and offset them, but I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to accept that. And then I'm going to 1, 2, 3. There's our quilt block. That's our fill. Now, let's suppose I want to put something in the middle there. Scissors, and it might just be Oh, go away. My own fault. I didn't try this out beforehand, so I don't know if it's going to work or not. I'm not really a quilter. I used to teach quilting, but I stopped doing it. I stopped doing it when people would come to me and say, my blocks won't work properly. Yeah, okay, you can cut a hole in the centre and you won't end up with a whole pile of mess. And so you could have these as you fill in around a design. Just cut the hole in this to fit your design in the middle. And I think that looks so much nicer than stipple. Sorry, stipple admirers, but it just got done to death. And let's just reshape. Take a little look and see what would happen if we change the shape. Oh, look at that. See? Wonderful. So go away, open your program, have loads and loads of fun just playing with it, getting to know it, trying out making little stitches. It's a fantastic program. If you sign up for Trevor's subscription bi-monthly lessons, he'll show you various little bits and pieces, and I'm not recruiting for my group. I have nearly 700 members now, and I think that's enough on my plate. And I'm only really interested in people who are genuinely desperate to learn how to use the software. Okay, that's it.